Hello YouTube, Slacker Stacker here. Tonight is a little video I think that stackers and coin collectors alike can appreciate. I lost my father some years ago, and just for the past couple of days I've been thinking about him and thought I'd bring out something that was passed down to me. I simply call it Dad's Coin, and there's a little story behind it. So after he passed away, it was a couple of years later, I started watching the videos about silver and coin collecting on YouTube, seeing all you guys and watching your videos, and it kind of rekindled the urge to get back into coin collecting and definitely stacking. I'm more of a stacker than a collector, but told Mom about it, and Mom's always been into coin collecting, and she's got a better collection than I do. And so after watching these videos, I went and looked at her collection to see just what was silver, what wasn't, what was there. And basically they were all just kind of in a box, and so I offered to put them in tubes and categorize everything. And in that box I found this, and it is a 1921 Morgan silver dollar. This is what I call Dad's Coin. It's in decent enough condition. It's still a real pretty coin, and I told Mom when I found it, I was like, oh look, it's Dad's Coin. And she kind of looked at me and she said, well, what do you mean by Dad's Coin? I said, well, there's a story behind it. He told me when I was a kid. And she was like, really? Well, he never told me a story about it. Well, what do you remember from it? I said, well, my grandfather, his dad of course, I think Dad was asking him for some money or something, and so my grandfather pulled out this this silver dollar, and he said, I tell you what, son, I'm going to put this up on the fence, and if you can hit it with your pellet gun, you can have it. And you got to remember, back then, that was a lot of money. And my grandfather passed away when Dad was only 15 years old, so Dad was pretty young. And teenagers, they get their hands on some money and it's gone. So I'm really surprised that I have this in my hands now. So anyway, Grandfather put it on the fence, and Dad loaded his pellet gun, and if you can see it, he nailed her right there in the neck. There's a divot in this coin, and on the back, that gun was so strong that it put a dent through the reverse, into the reverse of the coin. And so my grandfather picked it up and said, well, you did it, so it's yours. But instead of going and spending it, Dad kept hold of it. And I think, I really don't know why. I mean, I can just imagine, I don't know how old he was either when he did it. I mean, he had to be like in his teens. But I would expect he would have gone and bought whatever he wanted, because like I said, back then $1 was a lot of money. But instead he kept it. And I think the only thing I can really think of is like those old westerns when like somebody flips one of those old silver dollars in the air, and that sharpshooter or the gunslinger whips up that pistol and pow, blows that thing clean out of the air before it even has a chance to hit the ground. There's like a bullet hole or a big dent in the center of the coin to show his skill. And maybe that's what Dad felt when he shot the coin. Maybe he decided to keep it as a good luck charm. But at any rate, I remember him telling me about that when I was a kid. And ever since then, I always looked for the 1964 and below silver change, because I just loved that Morgan dollar. And so Mom was surprised that Dad had told me that story. And I asked her, I wonder if my brothers knew, and she says, no, your brothers, they don't know that story. So, but because he told you that, and it means so much, you should have the coin. And I was surprised, and so of course I thanked her. So when I got the coin, it was just loose. So I went ahead and I got a airtight for it, to keep it from deteriorating any more than it is. And with a big divot like that, I mean, for coin collectors, that's it's a big deficit. But to me, it's like a family heirloom, and I've decided to keep it as such. So I put it in the airtight, and then I went and got this really nice mahogany box, heirloom quality box to store it in, and it's got a place for it here in the bottom with the black velvet and satin interior. I just thought it would be a nice thing to do, and I can put the Morgan in there. And then what I did was I got some, it's hard to see with this light, but this isn't just regular printer paper. I mean, it's a vellum, a very special vellum that I bought, and I printed up kind of a little bit there telling the story of how it passed, how my grandfather owned it, my father accepted the challenge and won it through a little contest, and then how it's passed down to me, and it will stay in my family. And I don't have any kids, but when I go, it'll go to my family. It'll go to my niece or my nephews. But I just was thinking about Dad, and since we are stackers and coin collectors, I just thought it'd be kind of a neat little thing to show you guys and tell you the story behind it. That's really all I have for this video. I just wanted to do it, kind of a little tribute to Dad. And thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and stack on, my friends.